Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator news and updates, and we have an update to the A2A's fabulous Comanche, some updates on an A330, some new aircraft that have already hit the scene, big announcement for you Xbox users from GotFriends, and more, so stick around. If you are interested in acquiring any of my Overkills tutorial guides for Microsoft Flight Simulator, or simply interested in supporting the channel, please consider joining us on Patreon. Patreon subscribers level tier 2 and above have access to all of my guides, as well as any future releases that come down the road. Patreon link can be found in the description below. Alright, so I'm sure many of you are no strangers to the GotFriends and their lineup of absolutely fantastic aircraft, but up until recently, unfortunately, those aircraft were restricted to PC only. Well, ladies and gentlemen, to you Xbox users, your day has finally come where all of the GotFriends lineup are now available in the Microsoft Flight Simulator Marketplace. So whether you are on PC or Xbox now, these aircraft are now completely available to you guys in their full collection on the marketplace, whether you are again Xbox or PC. And I have to say, it is a good day for Xbox users. Their aircraft are absolutely fantastic. Whether you're looking for something that's fun or something that's realistic, they have a little bit of absolutely everything. Their aircraft have always been just absolutely on par, fun to fly, fun to experience. The detail and level of creativity that GotFriends puts in all of their lineup of aircraft, everything, well, aircraft, boats, it doesn't matter, what's the word I'm looking for? Drone copter platforms. I don't remember what you call it anymore. But that thing was a freaking fun. The little quadcopter was an absolute blast. So make sure that you guys check all of that out. Again, it is available Microsoft Flight Simulator Marketplace. Aeroplane Heaven has stepped back up to the plate with some more updates on their Facebook page in regard to the Lancaster. The Lancaster seems to be coming along very nicely. Here you can see finally the aircraft doing a takeoff roll. The texturing, at the very least, that we can say is absolutely fantastic. We still don't have any kind of information yet as far as a release date or anything like that for the particular aircraft, but this will be a fun one to fly around with, especially if you can do a shared cockpit services with it. I think if you can have you and a couple of buddies flying the different positions of the aircraft, that would definitely change the experience wholeheartedly. However, given the fact that there are so many Warbird aircraft right now, we have everything from the Spitfire to the Corsair to the F4F, and going on to the 109, etc. I think this will be a very welcome addition. This could be something that would be really cool to see, like a formation flight of the various Warbird aircraft sort of doing like a V formation around it. I think that would be pretty hot. So it's definitely an aircraft that I think is going to be very welcome. I'm looking forward to see what the sounds and what the overall performance of the aircraft is going to look like. I think that's really what's going to be the determining factor on how that all comes together. It's going to be, I think, with a 4-engine old radial prop aircraft of this size and this type and this history, if for me it's going to be the sounds. The sounds are going to be a really big one for me that I'm going to be hoping that are on par, because those 4 big radial engines, you know, they're going to be loud, they're going to be powerful, they're going to be beefy, and much less if you can get a couple of people to fly these aircraft together, again, flying the Lancaster in formation alone, with multiple Lancasters, that could be really, really cool. So I'm not apprehensive at all. I think I'm just sort of reserved on it right now, and we've been hearing about this aircraft for a very long time now, so there's no doubt in my mind that Aeroplane Heaven is doing a wonderful job with it, and it seems to be coming together very, very nicely. Just looking at all the wear and tear and all the different detail, chips, scratches, and things right here in this exterior image, you can see a lot of time is really being put into trying to get the art of the aircraft really down to a finite point. So I hope that that same level of details being put in all the aircraft. So definitely excited, but just a little reserved and hoping for the best for this aircraft. I'll let you guys know as soon as we have some sort of release date. Airplane Heaven's going to stick on the front page here for just a minute, guys. They have also announced the production of the Spitfire Mark V Bravo. Now, a couple things that come into play with this particular segment of the video. First off, this aircraft has been in development, it sounds like, since March of 2021, and so it's not like they just arbitrarily decided to toss out another Spitfire into the simulator. However, there are multiple versions of the Spitfire already in the sim. It's sort of, now not near as many as the P40, but there's still a bunch of them that are out there, so it sort of brings to that concern of, I hope it does well, and I do want to see it come into play. The Flying Iron Spitfire is an absolutely amazing aircraft, very highly detailed with a ton of texturing, great sound model, and overall flight model performance. So I will say that Airplane Heaven is doing a different version of it. I believe that the Flying Iron was the Mark 9, correct me if I'm wrong, it's been a while. So this is still a different version of the Spitfire. I don't have any problem seeing the Spitfires at all. I have to say that you British, you guys made an absolutely gorgeous aircraft. The Marine Spitfire is probably one of the most aesthetically pleasing aircraft that ever flew the skies of World War II, as long as it was this version here. I did not like the clip wing. I do have to say that. I thought the clip wing was kind of ugly and goofy looking. This one right here, this was my favorite. I can't remember what the wingtip is called, guys. You guys have to remind me. It's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't put it together. So anyway, this is the one that I love. Absolutely beautiful, stunning airplane. And Airplane Heaven's bringing the Mark V version out. I am truly rooting for them. I hope that they nail it. I am excited to see this one. Like I said, there are already a few versions of the Spitfire out there. It's not going to stop me from purchasing this one. I just hope that it does well for Airplane Heaven as a whole, and I hope that it complements the Flying Iron version of the Spitfire well, where the two could maybe do some cool formation flights or something like that together. You could do a lot of nostalgic flights in Microsoft Flight Simulator right now, given the aircraft arsenal that we currently have. And this will certainly be a welcome addition to their Lancaster that's on its way out the door as well. So again, that's Airplane Heaven, the Spitfire. And we have one more aircraft coming out of their barn that we're going to talk about right now. Next up on their list of aircraft that's on its way out here is the Hawker Hurricane. So they're really pulling them all the resources in together here to really bring up that British lineup. You have the Lancaster, you have the Mark V Spitfire, and now the Hawker Hurricane as well. So the Hawker Hurricane, much like the Spitfire, flew around the same area. I believe the Spitfire was more advanced, but the Hawker Hurricane was obviously a very major player over the war in England during World War II. So it's definitely a welcome piece given the lineup that they're putting together. Now, we've seen things in these some of these screenshots on their Facebook page, such as GPU carts, a lot of external detail, a lot of external carts or airfield detail that's being put together. So I don't know if they're bringing a scenery out with it or if this is a scenery that already exists, but they're definitely doing a great job of bringing that nostalgic look here. You got the fuel truck here. This was the other one that I wanted to show you guys that I thought was pretty neat. So obviously they're going for a ton of detail and experience when operating the aircraft, which I hope they bring that to the Spitfire as well, because that would be pretty awesome there as well. That'd be a great compliment to both of these aircraft. So we don't have any kind of release date, but take a look at this detail. Like, they're definitely putting a ton of effort into it. Airplane Heaven is no slouch. I will definitely give them that. They are absolutely no slouch when it comes to putting in the time and legwork into their aircraft. So cross your fingers, guys. Hopefully we have these aircraft coming out very soon, and hopefully they hit all the marks, because I'm excited for a lot of these aircraft. And another fantastic piece of work coming out of the A2A house for their Comanche. The Comanche has been updated to a newer version. Once again, I believe this is 1.5, 1.4. Excuse me, 1.4 is what this one is. And let's talk about a few of the highlights to the update. However, there are many more things that you guys are going to want to be checking out if you already own the aircraft. If you don't own this aircraft, you guys are epically missing out. This is probably, if not the best, one of the best general aviation aircraft in any flight simulation to date. It is absolutely phenomenal. A2A, as you guys all know, if you don't know, they put out extremely high detail, extremely high focus on procedural and checklist tasking with their aircraft. Everything from state saving to failures to doing the walk-arounds. This is the first aircraft in Microsoft Flight Simulator, guys, that actually has a full, detailed, hands-on walk around for the external inspection. And if you don't follow that and you have failures turned on, you can find yourself in a bad spot. So let's talk about some of these updates. They have updated the sound system to use the WISE interface. As you guys know, the WISE seems to be the most popular sound interface coming down the line. It seems to bring the most high fidelity and highly accurate sounds that a lot of the more study level and more advanced aircraft are starting to use. They removed the helper A2A service from Microsoft Flight Simulator executable. And then they removed the master volume slider from the tablet. So you used to control the master volume for the aircraft inside of the tablet that exists in the A2A Comanche. That is all the sound slider, the master volume is now controlled strictly through the Microsoft Flight Simulator sound menu. So that's actually a good thing. They restored proper engine preheater functionality, slightly improved performance of the battery at low temperatures, improved handling of the custom joystick shortcuts, and new functions added to the Microsoft Flight Simulator SDK for SU13. So they got all kinds of cool stuff. And by the way, any changes that you make to the joystick shortcuts, it says here it will take effect after saving the config or and updating the input configurator. They fixed the GTN 750XI not being showed after a tablet after a restart. A bunch of other textural and visual fixes on the aircraft, some texture leaks, light leaks, things like that. And then they updated the Hobbs and tachometer counters to show 10-7-hour digit as black on white. And they corrected a mistype instance of crankshaft in the maintenance details of the tablet. How dare they? Absolutely phenomenal aircraft, you guys. If you guys do not own this one, I cannot say it enough. Head on over to A2A Simulations website, pick this aircraft up. Trust me, you will not be disappointed if you do any realistic or study level, dare I say it, general aviation flying. This is definitely an aircraft for you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to wrap up our episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator news and updates. I hope you guys found some valuable information. A lot of really awesome stuff coming down the pipeline very, very soon. I cannot wait till it all comes together. As always, folks, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you in the next one.